Mugu gai pan is an Americanized dish with chicken and mushrooms. To get the chicken pieces nice and tender and soft, I use the velveting technique. You will be amazed at the soft velvet texture of the chicken. It is a real simple technique, and I have used this method of cooking meat in several of my video recipes. First, I'm going to prep and cook the chicken. I have a large boneless chicken breast that I cut into thin small strips about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm adding in a pinch of salt, 1 egg white, and a couple heaping tablespoons of cornstarch, giving that a good mix to make sure all the chicken pieces are separated and coated thoroughly, letting that rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. I have a pot of water that's about ready to come to a simmer. I'm dropping in the chicken and they will float to the bottom. I'm cooking the chicken in a couple of batches, as you don't want to overcrowd the pan. Once you have all the chicken in, just give it a little zhuzh to make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. As the chicken cooks, it will rise to the top. It only takes a couple of minutes for the chicken to thoroughly cook. Once done, remove from the pan and set to the side. You can use this velveting technique on any meat. The texture is really soft and has a nice balance to this mugu gai pan dish. Now for the sauce. I have some homemade chicken broth and I'm adding in a tablespoon of Shao Hsing cooking wine, a little sugar to balance, salt, a pinch of white pepper, cornstarch to thicken the sauce, and finally a little sesame oil, giving that a good mix to incorporate. Now we have everything prepped and ready. In my wok on medium-high heat, I added a little oil, the whites of a garden onion, and some minced garlic, giving that a stir for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then I'm adding in the vegetables. Tonight I'm using some carrots, mushrooms, and water chestnuts, cooking and stirring for a minute or two. The mushrooms will release a little moisture. You could also add in celery, bamboo shoots, Napa cabbage, or I've even used zucchini. Now I'm adding in the snow peas. Along with the water chestnuts, these snow peas really add a lot of flavor and crunch to this mugu gai pan. You will be able to find this recipe in the list of ingredients in the Show More section below. If you click on the word Show More, it will open and reveal this recipe, links where you can purchase some of the items that I use, and much, much more. If you have a chance, please check it out. Cooking and stirring for another minute and then adding the chicken back into the pan, giving that a stir just to get mixed together. Make sure you give the sauce a good stir before adding it into the pan, bringing the sauce up to a simmer and stirring to get everything coated with that wonderful sauce. The sauce will slightly thicken to a thin gravy consistency. You don't want the sauce to be real thick. Simmer the sauce for about 15 to 30 seconds while stirring, and it's ready to serve. This mugu gai pan recipe is just like at the restaurants. You will love the textures, and this dish is soothing and comforting. The sauce is mild like a chicken gravy, not spicy or salty. Serving with some steamed jasmine rice. I hope you give this mugu gai pan recipe a try, and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe to make sure that you get my future video recipes. This Chinese cashew chicken is another chicken stir-fry to add to the list. It is easy and a definite comfort food. This is a stir-fry, so I'm making sure everything is prepped and ready before cooking. For this Chinese cashew chicken recipe, I'm going to velvet the chicken. This is a cooking technique used to make the chicken tender with a smooth velvet-like texture. If you often wondered how the Chinese restaurants get that unique soft velvet-like coating on the chicken, this is how. It is called velveting, and it really makes the chicken nice and soft and tender. It is also a healthier cooking technique. I have about 1 pound of sliced boneless chicken breasts, and you can use chicken thighs. I cut the chicken into small thin slices, and I'm adding in some light soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, an egg white, and enough cornstarch to thoroughly coat all the chicken. This is about the consistency that you're looking for. This is a pan of water that I brought up to boil or just shy of a boil, and I'm adding in the chicken pieces. They will sink to the bottom. You don't want to stir until you get all the pieces in there, and then you only want to give 1 or 2 gentle pushes to make sure none of the pieces are sticking. We are blanching the chicken, and it's only going to take about 2 to 3 minutes for the chicken to thoroughly cook. As the chicken cooks, you will see the chicken start to float to the top, and that is a good indicator that the chicken is done. Once done, remove the chicken with a slotted spoon, or you can place the chicken in a colander to drain. For the sauce, I'm using some water, but you can use broth. Adding in some light soy sauce, oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, sesame oil, and some cornstarch for thickener, giving that a good mix and setting to the side. This is Chinese cashew chicken, so we have to have lots of cashews. I'm giving the cashews a gentle toss and toasting in a dry, low-heat pan. Cashews are the highlight of this Chinese stir-fry, and this will help enhance the cashew flavor. Toast for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then remove the cashews from the pan. Okay, let's make this Chinese cashew chicken stir-fry. In the same pan on medium-high heat, I'm adding in some oil, minced garlic, and ginger. Giving that a good stir and cooking for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then I'm adding in some diced onions, bell peppers, and celery. Cooking and stirring for another 2 to 3 minutes. I'm adding in some diced snow peas, cooking and stirring for another minute. In goes the toasted cashew nuts and the chicken, giving that a good gentle toss to combine. Giving my sauce a good stir and then pouring all over the top. Cooking and stirring for a couple minutes and the sauce will thicken. The chicken, cashews, and vegetables will be coated in that delicious sauce. And it's time to eat. See how easy that was? This Chinese cashew chicken stir-fry is easy, delicious, and comforting. Forget about ordering out and make it at home. I really like velveting the chicken. With the crunchy cashews and vegetables, the smooth, velvety, tender chicken is a nice contrast. The sauce is light and brings everything together. I hope you give this Chinese cashew chicken stir-fry a try and enjoy. If you like this recipe, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe to make sure that you get my future video recipes. You can also find me on Steemit, Facebook, and at my website. Feel free to share this recipe and my channel with your friends and family. And until next time, much love.